this is Lindsay Reynolds, and I am from the Teacher to Teacher project, and I'm here today just to show you a little example of how to run a guided reading group in grades kindergarten through second or third. It's the beginning stages of their reading development, and I'm just gonna show you here some of the things that I have set up and why they are here. And if you have attended one of our conferences before, you may recognize some of these things. If you have never seen them before, they will be new to you, but I hopefully will make them pretty clear. The first thing that you're going to want to do when you are beginning a reading group is you need to assess your children and their reading abilities. And that comes through many different forms, but the way that I do it is through a running record, and that's just a passage, and that is documenting how they're reading it, and then you score it at the end, and then you follow it up with a comprehension piece. Now, after all of your students are assessed, you can group them based on their scores. So I have an example here of orange, red, blue, and yellow. And I have about 4 kids in each group. One of these groups usually will have a duplicate group. So there could be 2 red groups because I had 8 to 10 kids scoring in this same area. So I need to have 2 red groups that are smaller, or 2 blue groups, or 2 yellow, or 2 orange. And you want them to be not numbered or maybe not lettered, but more about shapes and colors so the children don't feel inferior to who could be in which group, and that it just remains fluid and that they change in and out based on their development. So this is how I would have my reading group set up all the time. And it's nice to be able to erase and then write another name, move another kid down, and it just stays pretty fluid. And then moving on, I have created just a tinier or a smaller guided reading lesson plan. And what this does is takes it minute by minute and it breaks it down. And I can show you all the components here. You want them to reread text in the beginning, then we're reviewing their sight words with their word study. You're doing the new book introduction. We're reading the new book, and during this time you're taking anecdotal notes of the student's reading. You're discussing the text afterwards, followed by skills practice and guided writing. And that is to be done during each time that you're meeting with each group. And your last day would be the quick check comprehension or your word study test. And that's why it says end of the week only. Here, I have one filled out, and this will be on the Google Doc Classroom as well, both the blank template and the one that I have filled in for this lesson. So you don't need to worry about wondering how to find that again. It will be up there for you to copy and use however you want to. This is a schedule of the week of how your literacy centers should run. Monday is usually a whole group lesson, and that is going to be your big, rich literature lessons. That's going to be good text, that's going to be good modeling, that's going to be your read alouds, that's going to be your reader's theater. These are the pieces that should help your kids fall in love with reading. And then after that lesson is done, on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, these are going to be the days that you are meeting with those groups right there. And these types of centers and the text that you're using is skill-based. These are not your big, rich literature pieces. These are not books that these kids are going to fall in love with. They are targeting a skill that has been measured through the running record and that they should have good, deep, explicit instruction in. And you're just going to repeat the same things in the group Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. And then on Friday is your assessment day. And this can look many different ways, but every child needs to have an assessment of what they've accomplished Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday with you. And this assessment piece is really important so that you can know how to plan your next week. So on Monday, you should be reviewing your assessments from Friday, and they can show you if you need to move forward with a group or you need to move back, or maybe you just need to repeat that whole lesson. So that is a huge, important piece, and maybe it's done on Thursday, but I would really aim to do it on Friday because you need this chunk of the week so that you are really developing your kids through their differentiated skills. So this, if you have attended one of our conferences before, I think I had some pictures around here. Well, here they are. This is what it looked like this summer. You may remember that. If you haven't, that's okay. The same thing is on the board that I just showed you before. And then this is also from our conference this summer. This is just to stimulate your mind, and you may remember what you saw there. But if you weren't there, I wanted to mention to you that your Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday should have these components in each session. Orange group, red group, blue group, yellow group. They all need all 5 or 6 of these components all the time. So don't change this, you just are changing the content. This is your structure all year long. This should not change. You are just filling this in with new material, a new book, and a new skill. And that's what I've done down here. So the more you do it, the easier it becomes. But again, this is something that you tailor to you, to your personality, to your style. It can be 18 minutes, it can be 26 minutes. You just depend on how it's gonna work for you. And you may just do, you know, a read through for a book for 2 weeks until they're ready to handle the next thing. But as soon as they are developed and mature in their centers, you need to be accomplishing all of these things during each time. So I'm just gonna model for you one of my blue groups, and these kids are at the beginning of the year. So there's gonna be, you know, maybe some rusty spots, and me too, because I've been out on break too. But you just come and watch and pause where you need to, and then discuss with your group, and we'll just keep it going.